Hey everybody, welcome to Alaskan Reactions, here today with Jeremy, checking out Rick Hughes, The Real Me official music video featuring Tommy Aldridge, Brad Gillis, and Rudy Sarzo. How killer is that? That's why I wore my Speak of the Devil today, because of course, they are the guys that played on Speak of the Devil along with Ozzy, so I thought I would check that out today. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. Don't know what Rick Hughes is like as a player, so we'll see. We'll check it out. I'm excited. Just going to jump right into it because I'm pumped to see those three guys playing together again. The Speak of the Devil lineup, and they did the Diary of a Madman tour. They actually were listed as the players on Diary of a Madman, except for Brad Gillis. He was obviously Randy Rhoads, but then Rudy Sarzo and Tommy Aldridge, even though they didn't play on the album, it was actually Lee Kerslake and Bob Daisley. But that's a whole other argument for a whole other day. But these three did play on Speak of the Devil, so excited to check it out. It's The Real Me official music video. Rick Hughes, again, featuring Tommy Aldridge, Brad Gillis, and Mr. Rudy Sarzo.
I went back to the doctor to get another shrink.
Very, very cool. Loved seeing those three guys back together again. And of course, on there with Rick Hughes singing. Rudy's bass with the polka dots on there. Obviously, a little tribute to Randy. For those that don't know, he played in Quiet Riot with Randy Rhoads as well before Randy recommended him to join Ozzy's band. So they had a bit of a history together. Brad Gillis, of course, had to replace Randy Rhoads on the tour. Bernie Torme went in for a couple weeks, and then Brad Gillis took over and had to finish out the Diary of a Madman tour. And Tommy Aldridge did the Diary of a Madman tour, and then was even was on the Bark at the Moon album. I believe he was on the album. And then, for some reason, didn't do the tour. Don't know exactly why. But that was when Carmine Appice came in. But anyway, it was cool to see those three. They, of course, recorded the Speak of the Devil album together. It was really cool to see them. I've been lucky enough to meet both Brad and Rudy here in Alaska, conveniently. When Night Ranger played here a few years ago, a friend of mine was the promoter and just said, hey, by the way, because I said, hey, what time's the show going to be over? He said, oh, we have an 11 o'clock curfew. I said, oh, good, because I've got a 1 a.m. flight. I'm heading out tonight. I'm going to leave right from the show. And he said, don't tell anybody I told you this, but Night Ranger's flying out right after the show, too. And I said, oh, I was getting all excited to look for Brad Gillis in the airport. And I'm literally using the kiosk screen to print out my bag tags. And a guy walks up next to me, and it's Brad Gillis using the kiosk right next to me. And I about lost my mind. He was so gracious, and graceful. So generous with his time. Took a great photo with me. Then we ended up in line together in the TSA pre-check line. So we actually chatted it up. He was super nice. It was really, really cool. And then Rudy Sarzo was a part of the Guess Who for a long time before he decided to go back to Quiet Riot. And they played at our state fair a few years ago. And I actually just hit him up on Instagram. Just hit a direct message on Instagram, said, I have your book. I'd love for you. He's got a great book called Off the Rails, if you haven't read it. Said, I'd love for you to sign a copy of your book if you're willing to. And he said, yeah, no problem. Come meet me at the end of sound check. We're sound checking at 3 o'clock. At the end of sound check, come just walk up to the stage. And thankfully, it's, we've got a small state fair, and I was able to show the security guard at the gate. I said, hey, look, here's my text message or direct message on Instagram from Rudy Sarzo telling me to come up afterwards. Here's the book by him. And he let me do it. He let me walk right up there. Got a great picture with Rudy. Again, just a genuinely nice human being. As people have said multiple times about how great he was. Haven't heard anything ever negative about Brad Gillis, but as I said, he was super nice and well. And I'd love to meet Tommy Aldridge someday. He's still back there just pounding on the drums, and he is in his 70s. I'm not sure exactly how old he is, but not many drummers are still kicking ass north of 70 because it really does a job on your shoulders and joints and everything. So really cool to see. I talked probably too much after this, but it was just exciting to see that Speak of the Devil lineup together and play, and that was just absolutely incredible. So I'm going to head out now. Remember, kindness is free. Thanks so much for stopping by today. When you're out and about, make sure you live it up some. Later.